Welcome back, everybody. So my next movie review for you is 2012. But before I get into this movie review, if you could please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, that would be very, very much appreciated. Also, you can go into the comments and tell me what you think about the movie, your personal opinion of the movie, whether it's good or bad. Please tell me the reasons why you think it's bad, or tell me the reasons why you think this movie is good. I generally love hearing people's thoughts on movies. So, this movie is directed by Ronald Emmerich. It came out in 2009, and in classic Ronald Emmerich style, this is a disaster movie. And I have to be honest with you, it's probably one of my favourite disaster movies from this director. And if you want to know the reasons why, the review is coming up right about now. So here we go, 2012 movie review. So this movie is 2 hours 20 minutes long, and by the end of this movie I was actually pleasantly entertained. Okay, I do generally like a good disaster movie, and I did get a lot of enjoyment from this movie. There is probably one or two little bugbears with this movie which I'll touch on slightly in a minute, but as a whole, as a collective, I actually really enjoyed this. I really did. And there are one of the first reasons I actually enjoyed this is character development. Okay, you don't need necessarily, well, it wasn't so much character development, it was more the emotional attachment you got to the characters. Okay, in a movie like this, you don't really need to know a backstory to a lot of the characters. Okay, it's about what they got to deal with at this time, which is a worldwide disaster, how they deal with it, how they're going to get through this, how they're going to survive it. I think they nailed this quite well, and I generally really got behind a lot of the characters in this movie, which is very rare. Okay, sometimes when I watch movies, I'll get behind a couple of characters, but a lot of these characters or main characters in this movie, I'm just right there with them. I can felt their anxiety and their pain, their their kind of worry, about what is actually going on or whether they're going to survive, or you get these. I just got this big rush or cluster of emotions that come with each one of these characters. Even the characters which possibly you would say you dislike throughout this movie all have their moment to shine at a certain point, which I generally really enjoyed. Okay, CGI in this movie, there is some good CGI, and I found that there was some not so good CGI. This movie is solely reliant on CGI. It's a disaster movie, so I had to kind of let certain bits of this go. Okay, but generally as a whole, yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked what I was watching. Okay, there wasn't really a lot which I got so taken in by this movie, I forgot that I was going to be doing a review on this, so me picking up on faults in this movie kind of just slipped my mind a little bit, and all the things that I enjoyed are really standing out. Storyline is probably one of the only things that I have a problem with. There's not a huge explanation to how this started. Yes, you get this brief kind of bit at the beginning, and that's it. It's like, okay, so this is happening now. Okay, here's your warning, and this is happening right now. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And I get it. And then I had to try and connect the dots of how or why this is happening, why this big bit of a spoiler, solar flare has happened, and what kind of effect it's going to have on the Earth. And they do give you telltale signs. It just felt like I had to connect the dots in certain areas. There's actually quite a lot about this movie I actually generally do like. All of it, actually, to be honest. I have to be honest. I generally really do like all of this movie. Thinking about this now, doing this review. Other parts I had is that in serious moments, they tried to add quite a lot of comedy into some quite serious moments in this movie, which kind of tapered off exactly what was actually going on in the background. In other words, a worldwide or city destruction with comedic moments. And I was just like going, okay, I get it. There's a bit of, you're trying to introduce a little bit of levity into quite a disastrous situation, but it just felt like it was too much. Towards the end of the movie, that kind of changed a little bit. The seriousness of this movie started to shine out a little bit, and that is when you start to get that kind of, oh my god, are they actually going to get through this? you know, is this going to be a movie where nobody actually gets through this? I generally like the kind of change. I think they kind of realised that they were adding too much comedy into this at a certain part of this movie, and as it went on, I think it kind of just flipped on itself and goes, wow, this is actually a disaster movie. There shouldn't be too much comedy. There are some unrealistic action scenes in this movie as well, but I kind of let them go as well because of the entertainment value that come with them. But generally, as a whole, like I said, I live by the rule of if I get to the end of a movie and I feel entertained, it's a good movie. So to me, I'm going to give this a nice strong 7 out of 10. I generally really did. I don't know why it's taken me so long to actually watch this movie, but I really did enjoy this. I would quite happily sit down there and watch it again. It was full of some very tense moments where you really like going, come on, you're going to get through this, you know, just focus on what you're doing and you'll get through this. And this is the kind of feeling I got from this movie, or made me made me how I feel. I still got that wrong. Okay, yeah, I think you know exactly what I'm trying to get at. I'm having problems with my words today. I've had it all day, even before doing this review. But generally, I got behind the characters. I generally like the CGI. There's some questionable bits. Yes, there's some Hollywood action sequences or unrealistic action sequences in this movie, okay, where you know that in real life, you know, that wouldn't actually happen, or you probably wouldn't survive that. But I let that go because generally for the rest of the movie, I was still kind of entertained, engrossed, and taken in. And that is the reason why I give it a 7 out of 10. So on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. Hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care, and goodbye.